Glenn's got a good question here. It's something that I've done before too. From a person that has never worn Peltors or similar headsets, how did you know how quiet you were being in a kill house or structure you were going in Peltor Land?
When you have the ability to do dry movement with no comms, no Peltor, just taking in all the auditory senses, you become hyper aware of what makes noise. Slings, magazines on metal doors, rocks and footwear, concrete floors, fresh tile, like you get to hear it all. And when you're in Peltor Land, it's magnified, but you have a true sense of, we'll call it 1 to 10. Right now, with us just moving around, we're at a 4 to 5 noise level. 10 is we're screaming, like it's loud. It's audible. When you put on Peltors, that same 4 or 5, it sounds like an audible 10. So you just have to remind yourself, like, I need to be as quiet as possible because I never want to break above that 4 or 5. I've got to be super, super slow, super, super in control, and just mindful of everything I'm doing. And then if you think about a rock in the shoe, when that thing drags across the floor, I mean, that reverberation goes for a long damn time, and you can hear it. Now you imagine 15, 20 dudes, the same thing, hutting down the hallway. How loud their pants are. If you're trying to be super stealthy, you're trying to be quiet. It's an audible signal you can't ignore. It's loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, don't get in the Peltor Land, but when you get on them, you have to be able to control your auditory levels and not let your emotions get in control. And that's why we call it Peltor Land.
Yep.
You get guys, we'll just be in here talking. He's like, man, it's a DJ. I'm on the black side. And you're like, God damn, cousin. Like,
yep.
Shut the fuck up. So what? Shut the fuck up.
Why are you talking so loud?
Yeah, I mean, like, to be perfectly honest, like, in night CQB, there's no talking. Like, there's hand signals. If you want to talk, it's like this. It's like that. Mm-hmm. It's a lot because you're focused on people's mouths, and your tubes are focused in a way that I can read your facial features. I can read your expressions. I can see what you're processing. So when I look over, you're like, I know what you just said. You just said one more. You don't need to give me an audible. I see it. There we go. Mm-hmm. I need 4. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Right? You've got to be hyper aware of that because adrenaline does flow, man. And guys get super amped up, and usually all it takes is one person. Grab him by the arm and pull him in. Now we continue. It's like, okay, that's just a resetting of the baseline. If you don't, you just keep feeding it, it'll only get worse. It'll only get louder and louder and louder. God damn, how are we going to reset this?
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll come over the radio like, net call. Shh. Everybody reset.
Shut the fuck up.
Nice and easy. And then we'll go. It's like, if I got to get him to go fast, I'll get him to go fast. Send it. And then we'll go. Then we'll start to pick up the pace. Not pick up the audible, but now we got to pick up the pace. Mm-hmm. And that could be just one little install, one little verbal. Faster. Squeeze and go, like whatever it needs to be. But yeah. You got to practice in Peltor Land, man. And we used to rock bone phones and Invisios. Like we didn't have ear pro in the opposite ear. You just get used to it. But it gives you that real-time sense of how loud you really are. Like you kick at that pot down the stairs. It's loud. How loud?
You don't hear it.
Fucking loud, dude. If you put it in Peltors, it sounds like you're at a Megadeth concert. You're like, and dude, you'll watch people. I'll kick over a pot down some stairs, and it's like, fuck, dude. It'll take minutes, dude, to be able to regain that momentum because I feel like absolute shit because I just kicked that pot down the stairs. Like that's my fault. A lot of times you got to be able to reset the baseline. Like how loud was that? Wasn't that bad? We're okay. Continue. Make noise, immediately drop back down, no noise. Yeah, get on Peltors, man.
Do you have any preference back then on the job between Peltors or Invisios or?
I liked bone phones, but on Helos they sucked. We had this modified pair that had plugs in that were a little bit better, but even on the Helos, you couldn't really hear shit. So a lot of guys, we'd wear Peltors on the actual Helo with an Invisio in, and then on the walk-in we'd pull them off. Or if the guys were running them on their helmets, not a lot of guys did, but some guys did, you'd crack them, just have an Invisio.
Yeah.
I mean, I did so much time on Peltors later on in my career that I was hyper aware of being in Peltor Land, so I didn't do it. But I didn't say very much. Like I tried to be as quiet as possible. We used a lot of hand and arm signals just to keep the noise level down.